Hi, what's up? Oopsie, sorry, I I recorded content and then it deleted. Ish, this is an Android. Android, when you are busy recording a video and then you lose the footage because the phone gets hot or whatever. Sorry, and then you stop recording because the phone gets hot or whatever, it deletes the footage. Like, it's just gone. It's lost to the system forever. That's not the same with an iPhone, so I guess that's the reason why I miss iPhone. But anyway, it is what it is. I am only at 3%. The battery that I used to charge, or now it's on 4%, so it continues to charge good. The battery that I was using to charge at some point, the charger, sorry, it was low quality or whatever, so now I'm using the right charger and it should continue to help me along. So I lost that footage. I think I was speaking for like 15 minutes, so it wasn't that much. I am grateful for it, however. In the time when I've been gone, I've been getting frustrated, pulling my hairs out and everything, but I also found the dress that I was talking about. So I told you guys about, where did I last end off? I think I was in the kitchen. Yes, this cousin of mine was in the kitchen with me in this dream. Please go check out the previous part to gauge your bearings, because you're gonna need to do exactly that. Okay, yeah, otherwise you're gonna be like, Karabo, you're just ramming from one place to another. Well, there's a part one. Please go check that out all the way to the end to be able to continue listening right now. Anywho, so I then I exit this bedroom because of my cousin telling me, Puma, because clearly you're frustrated in here, and she was mean-spirited in the dream alongside wearing just a whole bunch of red, and red always tells me that there's witchcraft involved. Now, in that dream I told you that the bedroom that I was in was narrow, it was lowly, it was little, it was nothing at all, okay? And I was being laughed at by these two colleagues, one of which was like eventually trying to comfort me because he realized that this thing could kill me. I then go into the rest of the house, and the rest of my mother's house in my dream is unlike my bedroom. It's the exact same house with all that glory that it wears in waking life. It was beautiful as it was beautiful in waking life, quite the exquisite house. And what I was being shown with that was the environment that I was in, that then I would, thanks to all of this cursedness in the dream, essentially supposed to basically end up at. Okay, I'm trying to help people out here also discover cues, find hints in dreams that they get about activity that is being done against them by people in their lives, so that you can nicely avoid them, because they rarely ever repent. They rarely ever do a better thing. They don't acknowledge what they've done, neither do they stop. Only difference between you knowing and not is that when you don't know, they get to stay in your life and patronize the living daylights out of you while monitoring you and continuing to go back to the drawing board to wreak havoc in your life. But when you do know, they then gaslight the living daylights out of you, afflict you with accusations of insanity, and even sometimes try and put you in a psychiatric hospital. So letting them know is not an option. Like, don't tell them. Just move on with your life. And oftentimes when you do move on, I don't know if I've already communicated this in the last part because I lose my bearings. If they do know, so if you move on, they tend to also be prepared to let you go. I made mention of how it is that all of these people from my past, after I lost everything, they were strangely distant. They were all of a sudden far, far away in the yonder. And I was like, where's the support? Where's the camaraderie? Why aren't you having my back? That's how you sometimes know that somebody has done stuff to you. When you do finally go through the trash and through the crap that you go through in these streets, they will then be standoffish, or they will not even be there for you. They will just let you crash and burn and not be there. Yeah, anyway, so they're avoid worthy. That's what I'm getting at, but I'm busy telling a dream over here, guys. Alright, so in this dream I go into the kitchen, and I just want to explain to you a little bit of my routine, my itinerary, the way that I used to be back in the day, so you can understand that people don't want people to be people. They don't want people to walk in all of the glory and the splendor that Jesus Christ will have them walk in. Like, if the Lord has created you with a particular glory, they're not interested in it. Yeah, lovers of self, lovers of money, jealousies. Like, it's written in God's word that anger is overwhelming and fury is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? Like, they will literally take all of their envy, all of their jealousy. Yeah, I literally cannot do work before 8 p.m. It's so wrong, because I need to be able to get exercise out the way, seeing as I've been given a curfew. This phone overheats. What am I gonna do? Anyway, anger is overwhelming, fury is a flood, but who can stand before jealousy? It appears absolutely nobody can stand before jealousy. So whatever it is that you have been given, blessed with by God from the get-go. People just don't want you walking in it. Like, for whatever reason, they thoroughly imagine it is a feasible pursuit to extract all the pretty girls off Facebook or Instagram. They imagine it's a feasible pursuit to take all the really talented people in the office building where they work and leave just them. They think it's a feasible pursuit to just sweep out everything that makes you ever so slightly uncomfortable in any ecosystem. So I had my own suite of things that I liked to do. I love to get my body all dolled up. I love to get, like, my skin back then was also quite clear. I liked to adorn myself. I made mention yesterday that I like jewelry. All right, I like to adorn myself. I like outfits, hair. I was that chick. Like, my hair was always on fleek, my outfits on fleek, everything was always on fleek. And it was that fleek lady that got me essentially accosted into oblivion. Do you understand what I'm saying? That wasn't my dream now. The woman that I woke up as, with all of that panic, then walked into an environment where she was the woman that she was in waking life at that time in life. And she was the glorious chick, right? I told you guys that, like, getting all dolled up, yeah, was my whole thing. So I'm like, I was born in 1984, and our Instagram in the come up was Facebook. And I, if at all, was not pulled the rug from under my feet, I would have likely had quite a, healthy following on Instagram for basically fashion and hair and all these lifestyle things that some people are allowed to do and fly like a bird. I would have done that. I would have climbed the bandwagon on Instagram fast and furious if at all I was given an opportunity to. But I got saved, right? And because I got born again, I even walked out of Facebook. But even then on Facebook, I used to upload quite a lot of my photos, a lot of my lifestyle and all that jazz. I would upload it. But then I got born again. And when I got saved, I ditched Facebook because it just felt like it was an addiction and an idol that I needed to let go of. So I let go of that idol. I don't know when this person is ever going to switch off their alarm because there is no wind outside. Why is it going off? Like the demonic attack. Anyway, whatever. Let's just talk above this. Hopefully the individual is home and they're going to switch off their alarm because it's really distracting me. I can't even think. I would have entirely taken over, you see, this alarm, like, switch off your alarm. For crying out loud. Like, yo, I can't, no. The longer I lament about it, the more the devil is going to realize that it's a frustration for me and just keep it going. So let me try and speak above that alarm in the background. It is what it is. I struggle to multitask, and when I'm focusing on something and stuff like that is happening outside, it's such a massive distraction. I can't even deal. Anyway, I used to put my life on Facebook. I used to put my life on social media and share it, and there are people out there, like, literally, who are sitting outside of people's lives telling themselves that over my dead body, not on my watch, will you continue to do ABC, like, in front of me. There are people that are that psychopathic and crazy, and the sad and disquieting thing about them is that they live among us and they are your friends, they're your family members. They're literally encircling themselves with human beings, telling themselves that seeing as this thing is anonymous and unseen, they're gonna just get to do whatever they want to do. I was a woman in her 20s. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I was, I guess, with a bright future. I had broken into certain spaces that I wanted to break into. I had worked hard, and I was just ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. On top of that, I was beautiful, and everything of mine was in a neat little bunch. Everything of mine was kept together. Everything of mine was just working swimmingly. It appeared that I would inevitably become also somebody's really gorgeous wife, and I would then have, I would then have a really great guy, like a wonderful husband and the children. And for me, it's like the life that I was recording on social media at the time and posting, it awarded me so much envy that I ended up basically being communicated to by a bunch of psychopaths that imagine that it's feasible, for whatever strange reason, to just knock everybody out of the way that's going to make you feel like your life sucks. I had a whole bunch of such individuals looking at me, and then they made a decision that, Karabo, okay, so you've shown us your 20s and your career as you're on the come up, you're ramping up, and you're gonna just keep on taking all these photos and showing us your crappy life. So what we're gonna do is stop you, because over my dead body before I see you get married, over my dead body before I see you have that pregnancy that you're gonna flaunt all over Instagram, over my dead body that you're ever going to show me your the food that you're cooking for your family, over my dead body that you're going to show me your Christmas decorations over, my dead body, that as you continue to grow and grow, that you're also going to show me whatever comes with life as it continues to grow. As a result of that, I've literally lost an entire decade of my life. I was thrown into this from the age of 29. I am 39. Like a whole entire decade. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because over people's dead bodies, apparently, that I'm ever going to get anywhere. That's how freaking unacceptable this stuff all is, and yet people are gliding right over it. It might appear as if though my life is an anomaly. Basically, I'm living a dystopia on the far extreme of the normal distribution, and so nobody can relate. But you must understand, all of these randos sitting outside of people's lives saying over my dead body are prospering to topple over people's lives. The only difference is that some individuals do not completely fall splat on the ground and then into the casket. Some people just merely lose a great husband. They end up getting wed off to some mean guy that she cannot for the life of her put up on her Facebook page. Like they end up getting all these chock blocks. They end up suddenly being frustrated in the pursuit of a career. They all of a sudden find themselves in what used to be basically in what would be the equivalent of a less fabulous life. And so now they just don't have the energy to post it. There are people who are living 5% of a life in comparison to the full 100%. Because they've got like a nasty friend. Yeah, it's literally happening that way. And it is very difficult to detect this thing. If you are not basically clued in, if you don't have your eyes opened, peel them, have the Lord basically inspire you to arise from the dead, O sleeper, awake, that Christ might shine on you. And I'm trying to perhaps give some people hints as to what this stuff looks like and how these people also act. And I've got a cousin that I've already spoken about so very many times. And it's not the same one that keeps on wreaking havoc in my life, by the way. Not the for 5 seconds, she'll be back tomorrow. The one that used to be my best friend, not that one. It's another cousin. The one that I'm busy describing right now. And she's been all up in my business, wreaking quite a handsome amount of havoc for the past couple of years, especially because she still has access to citing me every so often. Largely my family does not see me very much, but this cousin every so often does see me because on a relationship with my mom. Yeah, this chick is destructive in a way that I've been trying to ignore, because it's like, when are you gonna get exhausted? Because at this point, if your conscience is not strangling you like a noose around your neck, you are no longer human. You are basically a zombie. Because unlike everybody else that keeps on wreaking havoc in my life, they don't actually see me sometimes. Like, how in the world do you do that to somebody type establishment thing? Anyway, whatever. So this random cousin is one of those people, these random two former friends of mine, these guys that I used to hang with. They were my boys, but now I can't. What's good? Nah, bo. It's like they told themselves over my dead body. There are people thoroughly out there in these streets saying over my dead body before you will carry to term swimmingly your pregnancy. There are literally people that crazy, and people are not even trying to listen to what I'm saying. You're in trouble. Like, the life that I lived, that I was at that stage living, the Lord was basically telling me it's under siege. It's being threatened. I was, like I told you guys, that if at all I had stayed in the world and become a little bit more if I had stayed in the world and of course on social media, I would have of course ended up on Instagram. I would have of course ended up there, and I would have garnered for myself a handsome following because I was a fashion icon, if you want to call it that. I had a thing about hair. I actually had opened a blog and I was busy taking photos, and then I got disheartened because I lost the content due to the fact that my cell phone, I'm on 9%, and this phone is oh goodness no, don't put makeup on my face. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I was taking photos and I was showing you just what under heaven it is that I put on Facebook, and I wrote a whole article in my blog basically sharing that same sorrow. And every single time I try to show people my past life that they might see why people did this to me, it always hurts because it forces me to go into Facebook, my old Facebook, not the one that's recent, and see all the people that told themselves over their dead bodies, if at all should I ever walk ahead in the future and do whatever it is that I'm presently doing, from strength to strength, increasing in grace, increasing in mercy, increasing in glory over their dead body. Should I ever be allowed to do any such thing as that? I wrote a whole article in my blog speaking about that, and thankfully it's one of the most recent ones. I haven't written in months. It could actually be almost a year now since I last wrote. So this would be one of the uppermost articles really that I wrote. If anything, I feel as if though it is likely the last one that I wrote. because the images inside my blog, in my gallery, my what do you call this, my media library, the uppermost ones, evidence, basically content that I just recently uploaded, like the last few blogs. I would actually implore you to go and check out my blog, my ministry, in my WordPress account. It's cranberrychronicles.com, cranberrychronicles with a z.wordpress.com, and in that particular, what do you call this? I actually want to go back to that video. In that particular blog, sorry, in that particular article, this thing that I'm talking about, this very thing, Ekibuwang, is explained in greater depth. It's a whole article that I wrote. Where is this thing? Come on, I'm so frustrated right now by everything that's going on. I lost footage, guys, and I was already like speaking my mind all up in that. Okay, cool. Here it is. That my blog is I'm taking a photo with my phone, and then I'm gonna flip the phone and show you the photo that I took, so that you can see what under heaven people just did not want me walking in. I was already writing at the time when I lost everything. What in the world? This is my blog, the landing page of my blog. What you're looking at right now, right there is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who is Christ, who is, I guess, the lion. Right, Cranberry Chronicles with a Z. .wordpress.com, but thankfully I don't even have to spell it out for you, because the link is right below in my description blog box. And in that video, in my blog, I wrote about this very phenomenon that I'm currently talking about. So that's why I'm sick and tired of repeating myself, the severe human sacrifices in South Africa. I am exhausted of repeating myself. God preserved my hair and skin despite deep persecution and stress. Which the USA, the frequency, the severe, I think it might be the severe human sacrifices in South Africa. So let me just go inside that particular article and see if at all, nah, it's not. Come on, man. Yes, guys, everything is just so slow, and I can't deal. I'm feeling a depth, an extremity of frustration. But anyway, whatever. Nah, I think it might be God preserved my hair and my skin and my blah blah. Let me just go down, because there I uploaded a whole bunch of, I had to go to my old Facebook. Alright, I had to go to my old Facebook, and in going to my old Facebook, therefore then be subjugated to the tyranny of looking at that world that I left behind. I hate going there. I've been given so much trauma. God is about to end this whole nonsense on the earth if the wicked do not repent. I think that might be it. Yeah, that was a long article where I put in a lot of pics. Lots and lots of pics. Yeah, is it? It was, yeah, quite lengthy. You can go and read it. In it, I was basically sharing why it is that people did this to me. I put photos in there of my former friends, and family. Yeah, all these people that wreaked havoc. Yeah, it's definitely this one. It's called God is about to end this whole nonsense on earth, and if the wicked do not repent, they might not be able to in the tribulation. They might not be able to in the tribulation. And in it, I have placed a lot of photos of me back then, and these are the images essentially that got me devastated, destroyed utterly by the very people, some of them, that are in these photos. Not all of them. I used to, oh goodness, just the fact that I cannot page through. Maybe I should have just stayed in my gallery, because, you know, it just makes life that much easier. I wanted to show you guys just one photo, maybe just one of a hairstyle of mine, and then another of, okay, this is not gonna work, but how long is it gonna take for me to get in that page? I'm just gonna go to my gallery. The thing is that it's thumbnail size, or ever so slightly larger than a thumbnail in the gallery, and you might not be able to see properly with my phone, but you can go and check it out in my blog. Yeah, that whole way of living is what it is that was come up against, but also the very same thing that in my dream was prominent. Basically, God was telling me in that dream that you are about to lose, or there is a threat on all of these things that you have worked for. You worked like a dog to get yourself out of obscurity. You worked like a dog to make sure that you don't stay in a mold, a grain. You worked like a dog to be able to afford yourself a dress from Trainery. You worked like a dog to afford to take yourself to a dermatologist so that you could clear your skin completely. You work like a dog so that you could afford to go to a stylist that's gonna plait your hair that beautifully. The stylist of which ended up betraying me too with sorcery. Like, it was like my life has just been so freaking hard because of people who keep on telling themselves over my dead body that stylist did what she did to me because she wanted me to give her more clients. I used to refer quite a lot of people to her, and she decided that she's going to wreak all that havoc in my life because she wanted more. It was greed. Like, you know, I've been hurt by people who not only came against that which was glorious that I had going for myself, but others who had everything they needed in me, but then made a decision that it wasn't enough. And with that, I mean, I made the analogies the other day of it being like Maverick spend, insisting on spending money on something that you don't need, given that you already have everything you need right here. Like right now, it's like literally at your disposal. It's right here, right now. But you insist on getting better, and then you discover that it wasn't broken, but you try to fix it, and then you try to go back to some people. I spoke about that the other day. That's how people hurt me. And some of them, guys, like, can we not just live? That's what I'm getting at. Can we not just exist? Like, do we not have a right to exist? Do we not have a right? I mean, if the Lord has a man and a woman together and then the two of them produced a beautiful child, does that kid not get to live a full life only because there are other people that are uncomfortable with their beauty? If the Lord has put together a man and a woman that have put in a baby a great deal of intelligence, is that kid not allowed to basically pioneer innovations in this world without people being like, over my dead body? Like, how is that even a sustainable planet? How is that even a thing? I want to show you like some photos. I need to be at a decent distance to show you my Insta hair. Those are the kinds of hair. Okay, I told you guys that I used to have natural hair. Okay, that was natural hair that you're seeing over there. Over there. Yeah, it's natural hair that has been moropozad, like plaited. And these are the things that I would put on social media, and people would be like, not next year, not the day after, not tomorrow, retake. Maybe somebody else, not you. Who? Because that's the thing. Like, when envy is so exquisite, when envy is so ridiculous that you then are like, not next year, you're gonna be disquieted with anybody doing it next year and the day thereafter. Not Karabo. Well, you're also gonna say not Lerato. You're also gonna say not Pinky. You're also gonna say not Tsepo. You're proper. There's just no end to the wickedness of the human race. I want to show you my skin. The skin that I'm suffering so much right now with clearing the hyperpigmentation of. I told you guys that I've always been that Afro chick. It's not going to be 100% clear, y'all, because it's a photo of a photo and there's all this glare, but I'm trying to show you my skin like it was clear. Very clear. And that's my natural hair. Okay, like, look, you're not going to get there. Go into my blog, you'll see the original photos. There's quite a few of them. I don't know what else here I can take a photo of. What, and like, people were just like, over my dead body, Karabo, and I'm like, I guess over everybody's dead body then, because no one wants anyone to live. Like, absolutely nobody. Skin. Like, oh goodness, like, why? This thing. Why isn't it showing properly? Yeah, that was my scale, more or less. I mean, like I said, go check out the originals. You're gonna see them looking a lot better. Because right now have got some pretty poor quality. The hair has always just had a thing about growing. Never really struggled with hair growth, and these are the things that I would put on my like historical version of Instagram, but it's Facebook, and people were like, over my dead body, that's me, that's my hair, that's how much it had grown. It's all natural, just by the way. It's all natural, 4C, no relaxer, and then like, it's just so bad. It's just so incredibly bad. The way that's the best that I can do for you over there. Yeah. Maybe even this photo, I didn't intend to zoom in on it, but since it's there, that's the hair. Look at that Moropozo vibes. Like, check it. Like, yeah, just absolutely lovely. Anyway, yeah, these, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Is there anything else that I can show you here? Holibonta, the skin, and the lifestyle. I'm just so hot. Like, retake. I'm so hot. Like, I'm boiling, and as hot as I am, I'm concerned that this phone is gonna stop recording yeah, this environment. I saved that content because I could see the phone was getting hot. It was so hot that it wasn't even charging. It makes it so difficult for me to record this place. Like, winter basically just works out better for me anyway, but I'm here. Am I not? Yeah. I'll just keep recording in 10-minute segments, saving, and then cooling my phone with the fan in the back, and then coming back, cause that's frankly the only way it appears around this. Look, y'all gonna have to go to my Facebook, check out the hair. Y'all, not Facebook, sorry, but you're gonna have to, if you're interested, you're gonna have to go to my blog. You could go to, Facebook does not have anything. Not the Facebook. What is going on here? Not the Facebook. That is linked to my blog. Not my blog, sorry, but what is this? My YouTube channel. There, it's just ministry, and it's something that I hooked up recently. It's not my old life, but this is what causes people. This is what people make a decision over my dead body. And those of you that don't have, oh come on, those of you that do not have, oh goodness, that wasn't supposed to happen. That do not have the level of sorrow or severity that I'm going through. I don't know if at all I had said this in that part or in the previous part or this one. I said that the Lord, for his own purposes, for whatever reason, has seen it fit to give me this issue, this problem, in order that it's what he's chosen me to do. And so I'm really suffering. But not everybody goes through what I'm going through. Oh, come on. Not everybody goes through what I'm going through. That's my hair. Hi, Khudile. This is the hair that I've been trying to get back to. That's also 4C hair. It's not relaxed, but that is blow dried. However, as I'm Mizukula, guys, my hair still grows. But unfortunately, I'm taking care of it myself. And so I don't have a stylist. I don't have a person that's helping me along. Kodwa, it's doing well. Okay, I just showed you hair, but I don't think there isn't a photo here that I can show you that has got perhaps the glory of like getting all dolled up, because that also used to be like a whole thing in Igiyetsa. Oh come on, what are you doing? Oh goodness. Take the photo. Just take the photos and allow me to like see them, for crying out loud. Like, really, is it that rough? Anyway, y'all, I'm kind of hoping that you can see, like, the fashion posts and what have you. I used to, dress up for my body, type thing. I was very happy with fashion, if that even makes sense. And there were people who were like, go and do that somewhere else, Karabo. And I'm like, but I'm on this earth with you, so how or somewhere else? Where under heaven am I gonna go? Like, where? Like, where am I gonna go and do this somewhere else? Like, somebody tell me, where am I gonna go? Like, I have literally been refused a whole freaking life. People are aging me. They are insisting that I turn 50 now, that I'm on my way to 40. They are literally insisting that be a thing. They're wasting my life, wasting impiloyam, insisting that I go absolutely nowhere because over my dead body. I guess then, if that's the case here, if that's what we're saying, if over my dead body is what we're doing, then are you not then asking to die? Are you not asking to cease to exist on this planet? Are you not begging to get out? Are you not begging for the Lord to be like, since you insist that the only thing that is going to enable Karabo to live is if you are dead, then I guess die. Like, is that not what people are doing? Is that not what they're doing when they sit on people's chests and necks and refuse to let them live? When you are telling yourself ukuthi wena umuntu akazophila unless they are substandard, bawele, they are everybody just gotta be in a grain. Everybody just gotta like be this like flatlining thing, this thing that's coding in the hospital. Is that what everybody gotta be? Is that what everybody gotta be? I'm guys, y'all are gonna have to go to Facebook, okay? Not Facebook, what is this? That's me and then 2 other friends. All that is my hair. Not a single iota of, what do you call this? Fake hair. All up in that grill. I had some pretty beautiful hair. And we've got goals to basically get all that back and then some. Alright? But this is what I got for now. This is the hair that I guess presently I'm sporting. I'm trying to get it to a certain place. Look, you've seen enough. But let me just put this down. Is this thing charging or is it hot again? Phone overheating. Don't close. Yo, goodness gracious. Well, this whole thing with my phone, and this phone is like relatively decent. Like, yeah, it's because of this environment. It's just so hot in here that my phones overheat when I'm recording videos, so I don't even know what to do. All the more reason why I should just finish this message real quick. In that dream, I went on to move to the kitchen, my mother's kitchen, which was a very pristine, beautiful kitchen. Okay, and I was standing in front of the microwave, and I was wearing this dress from Trenery. In my dream, I was wearing this dress. I found it gold. Haven't worn it in a minute. What is this? Yeah, Trenery Yako Woolies. That's what's good. Very beautiful dress. If at all I'm standing up straight, you might be able to see it for what it is. It's of course a little bit creased, but it's a very beautiful dress. Yeah, and back then it was not all creased like this and what have you. Have not worn it in perhaps like years, this dress, but it's just kind of hanging multiple type establishment thing. And I was rocking these like earrings. My hair was looking similar to what it is that was one of the hairstyles that I showed you now in my dream, and I looked like I was about to go to work, but I was still in that frantic frenzy, that mode. I was still panicking and hyperventilating, having an attack because of the fear of those spiders that I had just seen. And then this cousin of mine, as I'm standing by the microwave looking like I'm about to go to work, so I have not lost my career, I have not lost anything in this dream, or at least, but I've lost everything, haven't I? Yeah, I'm all panicked, I'm in that particular frenzy and in that mode. And then she stands in front of me, go kitchen counter. She puts her hand on the kitchen counter, looks at me. Since we're in the kitchen, I'm like, my head is like right by the microwave. It's one of those mounted microwaves. And she looks at me on some, so where's your husband? Where's your husband now? Like she was asking me with a cocky attitude in my dream. On some, where's your husband now? Almost as if though she was expecting that no such thing is coming my way. Back then, when I had that dream, I could have been like 28, 27. And here it is that a person was gloating about this husband that I trusted was coming from the Lord. I already described these boys, these men that were laughing at me, one of whom was comforting me after realizing how inappropriate the laughter was. I believe I had explained up to that level the last time in the dream, right? Yeah. And I described their stature, that they were both very small men, tiny for their age, small for men. They basically had the body shape of like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, like just little people, little men, okay, yeah, that just did not grow past a certain size once they were growing, type thing. Anyway, whatever, my cousin is out here with her hand on her waist, scanning me up and down in this red outfit, alright, and then she's like, so where's your husband now? You know, when I woke up from that dream, I was confused as to why is she mocking the prospect of me getting married. I was only 27 and I was waiting on the Lord for a husband. Well, I mean, that explains it, doesn't it? Now that a whole decade has progressed, hasn't it? That was a dream showing me the future. That was a dream showing me the arrogance of gloating people, women maybe in particular, when years have progressed with me waiting in holiness, in chastity, for God, for what it is that I asked for in prayer, and me not getting it when a whole decade has progressed, and them literally priding themselves in the fact that Onanzali busy Abu Wanyoko on the rooftops talking about how God is going to give her a husband. Ugu Pimanch. That was the constitution that she was wearing in my dream. That's how she was feeling. That's how she was carrying herself in my dream. That was me feeling my phone. She was carrying herself in my dream with a whole pompous, entitled, never mind entitled, but gloaty. Like, it's like she was gloating that you're still waiting. Like, what exactly are you waiting for? This thing that you're waiting for is a pie in the sky dream. Same person that threw cigarettes into my bedroom. Same person that tried to throw me to a married man in a dream. And now she's out here holding her waist on some, where's the husband? And guess who under heaven was standing in front of me on some, I'll marry you, I'll marry you. One of the little pipsqueaks I used to work with that was laughing at me initially, the one that comforted me, the one that was like a skisi, eventually, however, starting out laughing at me. In my dream, he was already a very short little man in waking life. In my dream, he was even smaller. It's like I was towering over him. It's almost as if though I was a Nephilim in size, while he was just a mere human-sized person. I was a giant. and this little ant-sized man in the kitchen is standing there. This guy was also very perverted. Let me just put that out there. The other one was not so much of a perv, right? Remember, there were two guys. The one that was laughing hysterically, that continued to laugh at me, could not care less that my like I'm in a lot of sorrow type establishment thing. Yeah, no, he had already left. He was nowhere to be found in the dream after basically I got out of the bedroom. But this one followed me to the kitchen, and in waking life, the one that followed me to the kitchen, that was initially comforting me saying askisa, askisa, askisi, yeah, in waking life, like in reality, he was perverted. He was extremely perverted. He was always throwing these sexual innuendos all over the show. He was constantly talking about the dirty, talking about all of his dalliances with all these different girls in his hood, and how it is that he doesn't take Imediake seriously, because he was a friend instead of anything of a love interest or whatever. He was free to talk like that about women in the presence of what would be female colleagues that he's not trying to fraternize with. So I got to see the sordid side of him, the ugly side of him. That's just the disquieting thing about being friends with guys. You sometimes hear or see how it is that they actually truly feel about women, thinking that you're different. Like, you think that because this guy, you're not jollying with him, that you're safe. But if that's how, I don't know, guys, I've never had male friends ever in my life that did not speak trash and smack about women. Literally, there's no one that's ever honored or respected women because they were in the presence of other women. They've always just spoken so much rubbish about women. I was naive to think that where I'm dating, it's different. I was naive to think that where it is that they're not friends but lovers, that I'm spoken highly of. I've literally never had, when I was in the learnership program at Liberty Life, I had nothing. It was 2 girls in a crew of guys. It was me and this one chick, and then the rest of them bashiman. And these guys used to speak so much rubbish about women, including the chicks they were dating. The chicks that were dating in the program. There was this one guy that ended up dating a chick that was part of the learnership. And in the beginning, he was smitten and talking well about her on some, I like her, she's so sweet, whatnot, I'm crushing heavy. And they start dating. They then have trouble in their relationship. And the things that this guy was saying about this chick, and guys, details, even about their sex life and what have you. And we were shocked. My friend and I were shocked. That girl, the other girl, because remember, it was 2 chicks and guys, and something like 5 or 6 guys in a crew of the crew was about 5 or 6 guys and 2 girls. All right. And these guys never spoke well about women. It was just never good. And my friend and I would laugh, the chick, the one that was also a girl, we would laugh thinking that we're exempt, thinking that we're different, that where we go and frequent, where we go and make out with guys and kiss them and call them our lovers, that it's different with us, they would never do that to us. But guys are like that. Every guy I've ever been friends with has always spoken really badly about girls, really horribly, really horribly, really, really terribly, literally without veil. I should have seen it back then. I should have seen the naivety. But then again, South Africa is this gender-based violence country that's full of animosity against women. So, these things have a root cause. They have a beginning. They have I'm doing edits in the background, guys, while I'm looking up there. These things have got a starting point. They don't just merely manifest overnight. So the wickedness of men killing women in this country, I suppose it had its roots back then. And here it is that I had these 2 male friends. They were friends, literally nothing could ever happen between us, especially considering they were tiny in size in comparison to me, who is so tall. I tower above most guys that I meet in this country. That's what's good. South African men are very short. I think I've already mentioned that. Just because I was friends with these dudes and we used to hang out and we were good peoples and what have you, I thoroughly imagined that I was exempt. I literally believed that no such, incendiary activity would ever spur from my boys against especially me. And here it is that I saw it then spiritually, didn't I? The same way that this guy was with women was the way that he thought about, I guess, me too. Girlfriend that he was always cheating on, that he had no respect for, that he did not regard with any level of honor. I was just like her. It's just that I was not dating him. And so I imagined that was different, but literally it was just the same thing. La matota, yo will get hurt. you will get hurt. Like, if a man does not repent and give their lives to Christ, they will inevitably follow into some man cave of disaster. They will inevitably just do exorbitant wickedness against women. Like, the only thing that regulates them is Christianity. I promise you. My ex-boyfriend was this great guy. I thought he was great until he massacred me because of listening to counsel from guys. Like, they can do nothing but talk rubbish about us. They have got to be saved. There's no other way out of it. Unless, of course, I've only ever met monsters, in which case it's like, everything you meet and just feel like rubbish, Karabo. But like, really, can I grow up from the age of 0 up until 30 meeting nothing but whack dudes? Are you gonna tell me not even one did I encounter? Not even one in a friend? Not even one? There's a problem with men in this country, and if they don't want to admit it, then you know what, do you? It is no wonder South Africa has got a problem with gender-based violence. This guy, this friend of mine in waking life was extremely licentious. He was lascivious, like in the worst way. He was heavy into sexual innuendo. I found him incredibly inappropriate once I turned to Christ. He started to become grieving extremely. But prior to my redemption, I used to just sit him out. I used to write him out, and I thought, he's a friend. Like, he will always just be a friend. Like, that's it. Like, because he's a friend. Hey, whatever. You would literally even think that those women are actually evil, the way that this guy used to speak about women. And like I said, it was very licentious, the type of dude to talk about what it is that he would do to a woman that he's crushing on in the office. This and that. And it's like, the details are like, whoa, dude, spare us. Like, gross. Yeah, he was like that. And that salivating, licentious creep that was essentially like a little pervert. However, having never manifested pervert towards me, because I was a friend, right? He manifested that perversion in my dream. That perversion that he used to speak about other girls concerning, he was literally, he was like licking his lips in my dream and scanning me up and down, almost like he wanted to rip off my clothes. When my cousin was busy looking at me on some, so where's this husband that you claim is coming? Ooh, where is he? When she was busy mocking me, this guy popped up looking tiny, while I was like a giant in his presence, and he was licking his lips up. What is this, like, prepare, when you prep to eat a meal? Yeah, this like gesture that guys do when they're expecting to sleep with a girl type thing. Yeah, he was out gesturing all like that, you guys, looking at me, salivating in the way that he usually salivates in waking life. And just in the same way that in waking life I used to look at him like, Wanyonza, dude, ew, how do you say that about women? I found him disgusting in my dream. I found him utterly disgusting in my dream. And yet this dude was out just salivating after me, short and tiny as he was, too small for me. I literally look like a Nephilim in comparison to a regular sized human being, in comparison to this dude, right? And yet he was salivating after me, imaginative that he's going to be my husband. And my cousin was laughing at me because of the presence of this guy. That upon realizing that I'm freaking out, I'm literally out of my mind, in shock as to what's happening to my life at present. Yeah. This guy, I get it, he was the one that was comforting me after, however, causing me to freak out. He's the one that caused me to freak out. Him and his friend. He's now salivating after me, anticipating that I'm just going to take him as a husband. In waking life, I find him disgusting. In the dream, I find him disgusting. And then my cousin is laughing at me because that's the only man that's out here trying to propose marriage to me in my dream. And then it ended. That dream I got when I was, like I said, 27. Over a decade ago. I did not understand it. I brushed it off until, upon recalling it, once I had lost everything, I realized what it was saying. Let me save this before I lose it. In fact, let's move to the next part to finish this off.